Hello, my name is Alan McMonagle, and I am a writer from Longford. I have been writing full time for more than 15 years now, and in that time I have published two collections of short stories, Liar Liar and Psychotic Episodes, and two novels, Ithaca and Laura Cassidy's Walk of Fame. I also write for radio, and to date I have had four radio dramas produced and broadcast as part of RTE Radio 1's Drama on One season. More recently, I have written new work for the stage and have a one-act play ready to go into rehearsal as soon as circumstances permit us inside the theatre once again. Writing, I've found, can be a flip-flop shoe of an existence. But I love what I do, and I'm so grateful I can do it. I flit anxiously and eagerly from genre to genre, whether it be short story, play, or novel. When I am not writing, I am most likely to be found buried deep within the covers of the book of a favourite writer, or a writer I have newly discovered. Longford Library was the first library I ever joined, and I still retain fond memories of the day I received my membership card for the adult section of the library. I was quite young at the time and thought I was a mighty man altogether. Reading is probably the thing I spend more time at than anything else. I read when I should be writing. I read when I am unable to sleep. I read when I should be catching up on lost sleep. I read when I should be doing all the things I've neglected doing because I've been too busy reading. A book is never finished until the reader, as well as the writer, gets through it. A hero of mine, the great American short story writer and poet Raymond Carver, said that, and I'm inclined to agree. More recently, library lending resources such as BorrowBox have been a godsend, and listening to a good reader tell me a story has been a delight. One question I am often asked, and a question I never feel capable of adequately answering, is what are my books, stories, and plays about? In my writing, there is humour, there are moments of sadness, and there is an attempt on the part of my characters to articulate what it is they want to be, where it is they want to be, and to somehow unearth the person they aspire to be. I think writing is a balancing act, a mix of light and dark, of joy and sorrow, of hope and despair. It is a search for something. It is a mysterious, contradictory, and revelatory preoccupation. All in all, I think my novels, stories, and plays might best be described as comedies of desperation. To provide a flavour of my writing, I thought I might read from my most recent book, Laura Cassidy's Walk of Fame. The story itself concerns the ups and downs of a young actress certain in her belief that she has what it takes to go all the way. The West End in London, Broadway in New York, all the way to Hollywood and Tinseltown and Oscar glory. It's all there waiting for her. In the scene I'm going to read from the beginning, actually, we're going to get a glimpse of Laura, the young girl, gifted with a dream to pursue. Someday you're going to be a star. Your name is going to be written in bright and dancing lights. Mark my words, Daddy said. People will see your face and smile. Speak memorable lines from the movies you appear in. A legend in your time, that's what you will be, Daddy said. And I was happy to hear him say it. At that hour, it was just the two of us. We had just finished watching the late night movie together, and Daddy was keen to hear my thoughts. I wasn't slow giving him my verdicts. Sunset Boulevard, best movie ever. When I grow up, I'm going to be Norma Desmond. The Big Sleep. Don't ask me what was going on, but I loved it. The Postman Always Rings Twice. Great story, but no way would I end up in a jam like that. In a Lonely Place. Gloria Grahame. So good. I lost count of how many movies Daddy and me watched. Mother and Jennifer and everyone else on the street were in bed, and I only wanted to watch them with him, and with the lights out. That way no one could interrupt us with stupid questions like, what's with the mysterious woman? Or why is that fellow so obsessed? Or could they switch the channel because they were fed up? I never got fed up. Damsels in distress movies with moody strangers who came to the rescue. Dark and grainy and hard to figure out what was happening movies with men that were all the time looking for something. Women that were too good to be true, and storylines that would bring them fleetingly together before they were ripped apart from each other forever. Film noirs, Daddy called those ones. They Live by Night, Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye, The Asphalt Jungle, Laura. I loved watching that one because I thought it had been named after me. It's the other way around, Daddy said when I asked him, and then offered me that half smile of his that he saved for whenever I said something clever. Until the night of the accident, I used to watch films with Daddy all the time. He knew everything about them, all the actors and who made the film and when the film was made. That film is older than me and you put together, he'd say. He knew all the lines and loved re-watching his favourites. I was convinced he must have seen all the films ever made. What are we watching tonight? I'd ask him. To Have and Have Not, he said, patting the cushion and beckoning me onto the sofa beside him, while checking the guide to make sure. Bogart and Bacall are in this one. Wait until you see this pair go. It's nearly as good as the Maltese Falcon. Bogart is in that one too, I said, remembering. The stuff that dreams are made of, Daddy said, and I figured that must be another movie line. I wasn't long getting my own set pieces going. Daddy sat on the sofa and watched my performances, applauded when I finished, and called out for more. At first I did lots of damsels in distress and wet-faced maidens falling in love with the last man they should be looking at. But I quickly tired of these drippy characters and moved on to the tough-talking ladies. These quickly became my favourites. They were Daddy's favourites too, and the two of us would sit up together and watch as many as we could. I wake up screaming, The Lady from Shanghai, Fallen Angel, all about Eve. Fasten your seatbelts, it's going to be a bumpy night, I squeaked, puckering my lips and gripping the edge of the sofa. And Daddy laughed so much he nearly choked on his drink. Daddy let me stay up later and later and watch whatever was on. I saw Alan Ladd and Veronica Lake in everything they were in together. Every man has seen you somewhere, Alan tells Veronica. The trick is to find you. Veronica smiled her coy smile, and later I tried to do my hair in the peekaboo style she wore. I watched Barbara Stanwyck run rings around Fred McMurray in Double Indemnity. You're not smarter, Walter. You're just a little taller. Lana Turner did the same to John Garfield. Lauren Bacall gave Bogart as good as she got. And Gloria Swanson gives William Holden a lot more than he bargained for. Watch out, here comes Jane Greer, Daddy said one night. She is going to stop Robert Mitchum dead in his tracks. And believe me when I say it, if she can stop Mitchum, she can stop any man. I could never wait to do my newest productions for him. Encore, encore, he bellowed every time I did my finish-up bow and curtsy. And Daddy was the last person I was going to disappoint. And so I did my little acts all over again, start to finish, tweaking them here and there for extra effect. And he was off, stardom, shining lights, my name along the walk of fame. He asked me did I know what the walk of fame was, and I shook my head, and he smiled and cleared his throat and told me all about the famous boulevard in Hollywood and the 2,500 stars along it, every one of them named after someone from the world of movies. It goes on for over a mile, and everyone you can think of is there. Marilyn Monroe is there, and Marlene Dietrich. Joan Crawford, she's there, and so is Betty Davis, and Greta Garbo, the greatest of them all. And when the time comes, you'll be next. They are going to put your name on a star for everyone to see. And do you know what that means? He asked, and again I shook my head. Immortality, Daddy said, with a quiver in his voice. That's what it means. Then he hauled me outside the front door of our house, not stopping until we had crossed the road, past the boathouse, and were standing side by side in the chill of night on Nimmo's pier. Look, he said, hunkering down beside me and pointing to the blurry lights along the pier. Can you see it? Hollywood, starry lights, the walk of fame. Just you wait, Laura. One day it will be your turn, he said. Then he stretched out his arm, and with the penknife fetched out of his pocket, he scratched into the pier wall the words, "A star is born." I wasn't going to disagree with him, and I could see it, could see myself up there on the silver screen, effortlessly, jousting with my co-stars, moving with serene calm through my scenes, gliding with slick abandon into my close-up. Come opening night, I saw myself taking to the red carpet, the snap-happy photographers, the screaming fans, the journalists shoving their mics in my face, eager for my words. Come award season, I heard my name called out at every prize giving in the land. At parties, I was an extraordinary person, brilliant and illuminating. Wherever I went, everybody wanted a piece of me. They couldn't wait to announce my name. From an early age, that was me then, Laura Cassidy, the movie world's leading light, star of the silver screen. Isn't that right, Laura? Yes, it is, Laura. Indeed it is. Thanks very much. Happy National Reads Day, everyone. Bye for now.